From WCPO 9, it's a new day.
In our third segment, we'll talk about some possible solutions so you can join us. Let's welcome Rebeka Beach, who is the Executive Director of Project Connect, an organization that provides vital services to homeless children in Cincinnati Public Schools. We also have Rico Blackmon, Director of Community Organizing for the Greater Cincinnati Homeless Coalition. He helps organize people to fight to save their homes and much, much more. Rebeka, you shared with me that you serve 4,200 students now in CPS. Wow. First of all, that number has gone up, hasn't it?
Yeah, actually, that number has increased by 79% since I began managing the program in 2017. So we are just seeing a huge uptake in numbers.
Rebeka, can you share the services that Project Connect has that provides for children in Cincinnati Public Schools?
Sure. So Project Connect operates under a federal law that requires that we remove educational barriers for students experiencing homelessness. So at a basic level, we provide school supplies, backpacks, uniforms, hygiene items, and just transportation, things that may be needed in order to get to school and feel equal to your peers. But we've realized over the years that just providing these items alone is not enough for a child to become successful and have a good educational experience and be able to retain information. And so we've really expanded our capacity in what we serve. So as a result of COVID relief funds, which are expiring, we began an emergency housing program. So we now offer housing services. We provide emergency hotel stays for families. We provide an order ahead food program where families are able to go online and order food, and this program is in partnership with the Free Store Food Bank. The food is delivered to our resource center and we're able to get that food out to our families. We have a 6-week summer academic and enrichment program. We have tutoring at the shelters. We have several parent caregiver enrichment programs, student enrichment programs. So we really offer quite a myriad of services. And we also offer wellness screenings. So we have a mobile wellness program where we go out into the community and students are provided with health screenings, vision and hearing screenings, as well as mental health assessments.
Wow, that is great.
Yeah.
Now, what is the number one problem that parents share with you why they are experiencing housing insecurity?
Yeah, I mean, I think that as we've been talking about today, it's just there's a lack of affordable housing, and so parents are losing housing because of rent increases and wages that are not consistent with the uptake in rent. And Cincinnati has one of the fastest growing housing markets in the country, and so housing has just become unaffordable.
Now, Rico, I want to get you in on this conversation because you are also boots on the ground as well, working with those that need the help. Can you tell me what you see out there in the community and how you help in your role?
Oh boy, I see a lot. But I will say I see a lot of people who are just on boots on the ground, just as like myself, right? There's a lot of people who are fighting and trying to keep their homes, whether it's a person in an apartment building and a person in a home that they own. People are wanting to fight, but they're fighting because we have slumlords that are constantly increasing rent, not maintaining buildings, and treating their residents as second-class citizens. And so when we have these slumlords and these landlords who are not treating the residents right, we go to the residents and say, hey, you have rights that you can protect. You have rights that you can fight for.
What ways do you think that people can help children and families that are experiencing housing insecurity?
So I think that number one, I mean, people have to be aware that this is an issue. So spreading awareness is really important. And once you become aware, you have to do something to combat the problem. And so I think advocating for affordable housing, landlords offering affordable housing options, being willing to take housing choice vouchers, pouring into community agencies that serve this population, such as the agencies that we work with, and really just trying to identify what the needs are and streamlining funding into those service areas.
Rico?
Yes, we have a access to wealth problem
Yes.
We do not have wealth equally across the city. And so when we don't have that, no matter how much housing is out there, even the housing units that we see right now, I can go to my phone and look up an apartment right now, but it's going to be $1,200, $1,300, $1,400, and I'm not going to be able to afford that. And so we have to get money to go towards people themselves, people who are actively looking for homes. And we have to make sure that affordable housing is available. We've seen units get lost over the years in different communities because they've been pushed out from rising property taxes, rising property values. And we have to really work to get money into a trust fund that's actually dedicated to affordable housing, which we have, which is Trust Fund 439, and we don't have any money in it. Right now we have about $1,300, which any developer is not going to be able to use. If we get a sustainable source of income into this trust fund, we can go and let developers who are actively working to get affordable housing go to this trust fund and use it to build housing, preserve it, protect it, and save it. Because that's where it all starts with, is capitalism and money, and how we can really make sure that everyone is benefiting equally in the city, especially Black folks. Because we all know Black folks, we do not have money just like white folks, okay? So we have to make sure that we are getting the same amount of access that any other person in the city can access to.
This is phenomenal work that both of you are doing. I want to get your websites real fast before we wrap up. Sure. Rico, your website is?
Yes, cincinnatihomeless.org and streetfives.org.
Yes, and Rebeka, yours?
Cincinnati Public School Project Connect.
Yes.
One of the largest growing populations that we're seeing are Black women and Latino women who are experiencing homelessness. Over 60% of the families that we serve are Black women and children, and about 25% are what we call multi-language learner families. So often Latino families are families who have come in from other countries. And so we definitely know that there is a greater need in that, community.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. And that is one thing that we want to focus here on A New Day. We are trying to shed a light on some things that people do not understand or have no idea about. So thank you both for coming on the show. Phenomenal work that you're doing in the community.